Have you ever had a moment so small, yet so powerful, that it changed your life forever? A single event that seemed like nothing at first, but turned into something truly unforgettable? Well, that's exactly how I met Lucky, through a runaway dog and a twist of fate. Stay tuned to hear how a simple walk in the park led to a love story I never saw coming. Welcome to English Tone, where we bring you beautiful stories, lessons, and inspiration to help you learn English in the most engaging way possible. Here, we turn simple moments into unforgettable experiences while improving your language skills. Make sure to stick around till the end of this video. You won't want to miss what happens next. My name is Jasmine, and I am 22 years old. I live in the lively city of San Francisco, a place filled with tall buildings, the smell of fresh coffee from cozy shops, and the sound of people and cars moving everywhere. During the day, I work part-time at a local bookstore while finishing my degree in creative writing. Books have always been my way to escape reality, but little did I know that my life was about to feel like a story from one of those books. One sunny afternoon, I decided to take my favorite route home through Golden Gate Park. The sky was clear, and the flowers were in full bloom, painting the park with bright colors. A soft breeze carried the sweet scent of roses and daisies, making the moment feel perfect. As I walked along the pathway, humming a tune to myself, I suddenly heard a bark behind me. Curious, I turned around and saw a golden retriever bounding toward me with excitement. His fur gleamed in the sunlight, and his playful energy made me laugh. I knelt down to greet him, running my fingers through his soft fur. The dog wagged his tail happily, making me smile even more. At that moment, I noticed someone approaching. Holding the dog's leash was a man who seemed both embarrassed and amused. That was when I saw Lucky for the first time. He was tall, with dark hair that caught the sunlight perfectly, and his kind eyes sparkled with warmth. His smile was soft but genuine, and it immediately put me at ease. "I'm so sorry about Max," Lucky said, slightly out of breath as he reached us. "He's overly friendly and always wants to say hello to everyone." I laughed and replied, "That's okay. Friendly dogs are the best kind. He just made my day brighter." Lucky chuckled, and our eyes met. It was a strange yet magical moment. Something shifted in the air, as if time itself had slowed down. For a few seconds, the world around us, the park, the people, the noise, faded away. It wasn't just a glance. It felt like an unspoken connection. From that moment, I had a feeling this meeting was special, like the beginning of a chapter in a story I hadn't expected to live. Lucky smiled warmly as he introduced himself, and we quickly began talking. He told me that he was 24 years old and worked as a software engineer. Recently, he had moved to San Francisco, and the big move was made easier thanks to his best companion, Max, a playful golden retriever. As he talked about Max, his face lit up, and I could tell how much Max meant to him. Lucky then shared some of his hobbies. He loved hiking and photography, which I thought were exciting and adventurous. But what really surprised me and caught my attention was his love for poetry. I didn't expect that from him, and it immediately made me feel like we had something special in common. As we walked together through the park, our conversation flowed as if we had been friends forever. First, we talked about our favorite books. Lucky mentioned that he enjoyed reading poetry collections, while I shared my love for novels filled with heartfelt stories. This started a fun debate about which was better, and we laughed about how different our tastes were. Then the topic shifted to childhood memories. Lucky described how he used to go camping with his family, while I talked about playing with my cousins in my grandparents' garden. We both laughed as we remembered the silly things we used to do as kids. Afterward, our discussion turned more serious as we shared our dreams for the future. Lucky told me how he hoped to start his own tech company someday, and I explained my dream of traveling the world and writing about different cultures. Each word we spoke felt meaningful, as if we truly understood each other. With each step we took and every topic we discussed, I felt the connection between us grow stronger. There was something magical about the way we spoke to each other, as if we had known each other for years. Lucky's kind nature and thoughtful words made the moment unforgettable. It wasn't just a conversation. It was the beginning of something beautiful and full of possibilities. It was a beautiful afternoon, and we were about to say goodbye. But before we parted ways, Lucky asked me something that made my heart skip a beat. Would you like to grab coffee sometime? Maybe talk more about poetry, he asked with a smile. I couldn't stop myself from smiling back. My heart fluttered, and I said, I'd love that. It felt like the start of something special, and I was so excited. Our first date was at a cozy little cafe downtown. The moment we sat down, I noticed how warm and comfortable the place felt. Lucky brought a small book of poems he loved, and he began sharing his favorites with me. It was so nice to hear what kind of poetry touched his heart. In return, I brought a few of my own poems. We shared our thoughts and feelings about the poems, and it felt like we had known each other for a long time. We talked for hours, laughing and enjoying every moment. It was like the world outside the cafe didn't even exist anymore. We were in our own little world. As time passed, I realized how much I had enjoyed our first date. It wasn't just about the coffee or the poems. It was the connection we had. Lucky and I were becoming more than just friends. We were starting something new, something magical. Over the next few weeks, Lucky and I spent more time together, and our bond grew stronger. Every time we were together, it felt like a new adventure. Lucky would surprise me with beautiful flowers he picked from the park, and these flowers always made me smile. He had a special way of making the ordinary things feel extraordinary. For instance, one day, Lucky decided to take me to a hidden bookstore that I had never seen before. The moment we stepped inside, it felt like we were in another world, full of stories and mysteries waiting to be discovered. We spent hours browsing through the books, and it was the perfect way to spend the afternoon. Sometimes we would also go on hiking trips with Max, his dog. The fresh air and the quiet of nature made it even better. These adventures became our special moments, and I cherished every one of them. Then one evening, something really special happened. Lucky and I climbed a hill to watch the sunset, and as we sat there, looking over the city lights, the moment felt magical. The lights below us twinkled like stars, and everything felt peaceful. Lucky turned to me with a soft smile and said, I think I fell in love with you the moment I saw you in the park." His words made my heart race. It was as if the whole world had stopped for a moment. I smiled back, my heart full, and replied softly, "Me too." In that moment, I realized how deep our love had grown. It wasn't just about the flowers, the books, or the adventures. It was about how we made each other feel special, cared for, and loved. I knew, at that very moment, that our love story was just beginning. Every love story has its ups and downs, and ours was no different. Lucky had a very busy job, which meant he was often away working for long hours. As a result, we couldn't see each other as much as I wanted. This made me feel a bit lonely and unsure. I started to wonder, does Lucky feel the same way about me as I do about him? However, Lucky always knew how to make me feel better. Even though he was busy, he would do small, thoughtful things that made me feel loved. For example, sometimes he would leave little notes in my books for me to find. When I opened a book, I would see a note that said, "You're my favorite chapter." It made me smile because it was a sweet reminder of how much he cared. In addition, one time he wrote, "Meeting you was the best plot twist of my life." I couldn't help but feel happy. These little surprises helped me feel reassured, even when things were tough. So, even though we had challenges, Lucky's love and his thoughtful actions taught me that trust and care are very important in a relationship. When two people truly care for each other, they always find ways to stay close, even when life gets busy. As time passed, Lucky and I grew even closer. At first, he was just someone I liked, but over time, he became my best friend. He wasn't only the person I loved, he was the person I trusted the most. Whenever I had a problem or felt sad, Lucky was always there to listen to me. It didn't matter what was going on in his life. He made sure to be there for me whenever I needed him. Our relationship was no longer just about being in love. It became about sharing everything with each other. Lucky taught me something important. Love doesn't have to be perfect to be real. Sometimes we don't get everything right, and sometimes we face challenges. But that doesn't mean the love we share is any less real. We just had to be willing to work through all the ups and downs together. There were times when Lucky's job kept him really busy, and I felt like we were growing apart. But instead of giving up, we talked about it and made sure we spent time together. Even when things were difficult, we found a way to make our relationship stronger. We realized that love isn't just about doing big, amazing things for each other. It's about the little things too, like talking every day, sharing small moments, and helping each other when things get tough. These little moments, like holding hands during a walk or laughing together over something silly, made our love grow even stronger. Through all the challenges and changes, our love became something truly special, something I believe in. We both knew that no matter what happened, we would always support each other. Lessons from the story. 1. Love at first sight is real, but it grows stronger with trust and shared experiences. In the beginning, Lucky and I felt a special connection, like we knew we were meant to be. This is what people call love at first sight. But we learned that true love doesn't just stay the same. It gets stronger over time as you spend more time together, share fun moments, and build trust. The more we trusted each other and shared our experiences, the stronger our love became. 2. Communication and small acts of kindness can keep love alive, even through challenges. There were times when we faced challenges. Lucky's work kept him busy, and I sometimes felt lonely. But instead of keeping our feelings to ourselves, we talked about them. Communication, talking honestly with each other, helped us solve problems. Even small acts, like leaving a sweet note or asking how the other is feeling, helped our love stay strong. These little things showed we cared, and they helped us get through hard times together. 3. True love is about being each other's biggest supporters and creating moments that matter. True love isn't just about saying, "I love you." It's about showing it through actions. Lucky and I always supported each other, whether it was through school, work, or personal challenges. We cheered each other on and celebrated the small victories together, creating special moments like laughing together or helping each other made our love even more meaningful. True love is about always being there for each other and making memories that last. We can learn from this. Love grows stronger when you build trust and share experiences. Talking openly and showing kindness can help you stay close to the people you love, even when times are tough. True love is about being there for each other, cheering each other on, and making happy memories together. This is the story of how a chance encounter with a runaway dog led to a love I never saw coming but will always cherish. It all started with a small moment when Lucky and I met by chance because of a dog who ran away. I didn't expect it at all, but it turned into something truly special. That little moment, which seemed so small at first, turned into a beautiful love story that I will always remember and treasure. Thank you for listening to Jasmine and Lucky's story. Do you believe in love at first sight? Have you ever had a magical moment that changed your life like this? Maybe it wasn't love, but something special that made you feel happy or excited. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please share them in the comments below. And remember, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to English Tone. We have more beautiful stories and lessons coming your way. I can't wait to see you in the next one.